Hi, my name is Cold Beer, and let's start with Overcooked. This is a game for 2 to 4 people. I have it on my PlayStation and I occasionally play it with my wife. So the main feature of this game is that if you and your significant other have a calm, beautiful life without any screaming at each other, without yelling profanities and so on, this game may fix it. I can guarantee that no matter how calm you are, you will lose your shit here every time you play. At first you will fail to cook some simple meal, then you will fail even more and will start to wonder what are you doing wrong. The answer is usually everything. So you must take the lead and become a chef. The other one will become your big sous chef and will have to do as you say if you want to complete level after level. You may think that you are the head of the family, but turns can table very quickly here when your lead will take you and your SO to failure and doom. Then you will switch and you will do as your SO says. And if you finally complete the level, you will feel confused. You achieved your goal, but only because you did everything you were told and didn't use the tiny organ in between your ears practically at all. This is a great game, really humbling. Ship of Fools. This is a seafaring roguelite co-op game where you play the fools, the only creatures fool enough to brave the sea. The great lighthouse that once protected the archipelago is broken and a storm of malice and corruption is coming. So you, together with your shipmate, will jump aboard and make your voyage across the sea. Man the cannons, ready your sails and protect your ship from sea monsters over multiple runs. It's up to you to defend your home from the almighty aquapocalypse. People are saying that the game is hard, but not too hard so it doesn't ruin your mood. Also, you can play it alone, but it's not what the intentions of the developers were, so if you don't have a friend, skip this one. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. In the near future, Bolivia has fallen into the hands of Santa Blanca, a merciless drug cartel who spreads injustice and violence, kidnaps people and kills those who stand in their way. Well, that is kinda obvious if you ask me. Imagine a drug cartel who spreads joy and freedom, enforces the superiority of the law and pays taxes. I really doubt that this is how drug cartels work, although I think so. I have never created one, yet. So here you will discover the diverse landscapes, both on and off-road, in the air, on land and at sea with over 60 different vehicles. And your goal is kinda obvious, you have to dismantle the Santa Blanca cartel. You must do that by fighting fire with fire. You know, they kill people and you kill their people. They spread violence, you spread even more violence among them. They sell drugs, you sell even more drugs. Oh wait, maybe not the latter. Anyway, show them who's the real boss in Bolivia is. Probably not you though. Lethal Company. This co-op game is a phenomenon that hit the gaming world without a warning. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on early access games are not what you see every day, and this result is achieved by around 300,000 reviews. That is mind-blowing. Anyway, here you are a contracted worker for the company. Your job is to collect scrap from abandoned industrialized moons to meet the company's profit quota. You can use the cash you earn to travel to new moons with higher risks and rewards, or you can buy fancy suits and decorations for your ship. Also, you will experience nature. By scanning any creature, you will add them to your bestiary, but mostly you will explore the wondrous outdoors and crawl inside their derelict steel and concrete underbellies. Just keep one thing in mind, never miss the quota. Also, it may look like a horror game, but believe me, it's way worse. Livelock. This is a top-down shooter where you can play alone or with up to 2 allies to break the cycle of infinite war between machines. Your role here is to unlock Eden and revive humanity, which, in my opinion, is a very questionable goal. Why do these intelligent robots need humans? Makes no sense. If I was one, I would never do that. Well, except I may turn you all into batteries. Anyway, 3 different classes provide different gameplay, so despite the fact that the game is really short, you will finish it in about 5 hours. Replayability here is quite high. Of course, it is best to play it with your friends, and imaginary ones don't count, because you will still need an additional pair of real hands. Remnant 2. This is the sequel to Remnant from the Ashes, best known as Dark Souls with guns. The game pits survivors of humanity against new deadly creatures and godlike bosses across beautiful but menacing worlds. Here you can travel alone or with friends as a team and explore strange new worlds and beyond, overrun by mythical creatures while trying to stay alive. There are multiple worlds to explore with different types of creatures, weapons and items. Game has branching quest lines, augments, crafting and loot rewards that will test the resolve resolve of even the most hardened players in dynamically generated dungeons and areas. Most of the players are saying that the second part is better than the first one, meaning that developers learned from their past mistakes and made an actually awesome game. A Way Out. This is an exclusively co-op adventure where you play the role of one of two prisoners, making their daring escape from prison. You can do that by online co-op or by sitting near to your friend in split-screen mode, which is obviously the best choice. Each player controls one of the main characters to break out of prison and gain their freedom. The catch here is that the characters are not friends. They just happen to be in a bad place at the same time. There is no trust between them. Like there's no trust between you and your friend when you eat potato chips from a shared package, so escaping prison with a complete stranger isn't ideal circumstances, but as freedom gets closer and closer, you will have to learn to trust each other if you want to make it to the other side. You will sneak, fight, run, drive, and even go for a little fishing along the way. Also use teamwork to solve puzzles and overcome obstacles. And I should mention again that it is impossible to play it alone. There is no AI who can control the other character, so speak with your friend in advance before buying. Or use threats, lies, and deceit to trick them, so your friends would have no way out, only to play the game with you. Good news is, you don't have to buy 2 copies. One is enough. It Takes Two. As you can probably imagine, this is a co-op game for 2 people. Here you can invite a friend to join for free with Friends Pass and together master unique and connected character abilities, help each other with the obstacles and have a great time in general. For example, my friend who's 40+ years old and usually plays games like Detroit Become Human, Observer, The Last of Us and similar gloomy stuff, played this with his wife and he said that this was the best game he tried in half a year. So it's obvious that the game has no age or genre restrictions, it's just pure fun. So grab your mother-in-law and have fun together. It Takes Two has overwhelmingly positive reviews, but that's probably obvious as well. Cat Quest 2. This is a 2D open-world action RPG set in a fantasy realm of cats and dogs. Here the war continues. The mighty cats of Felingard are in eternal conflict with the dogs of the Lupus Empire. So Cat Quest 2 tells the story of 2 kings brought together against their will on a journey of discovery to reclaim their thrones. Well, a king without a throne is like a biker without a bike, potato salad without potatoes, or you without virginity. I'm kidding, don't be angry with me. Instead, subscribe and I promise to never insult you ever again. Yeah, that is a lie. Anyway, in-game you will find a bunch of explosive spells, expanded weapon options, exciting new character switch mechanic, and local co-op. The best thing about this co-op is that you can actually play the game on a shared screen. So if you have a friend, you know what to do. I mean that you have a lot of knowledge about your friend, so blackmail him into playing this game with you. Orcs Must Die 3. This is probably the most entertaining tower defense game I have ever played, and that is because here you are involved in the action as a third-person character. You actually run and shoot, hack and slash, and also you place various traps and turrets, so it feels very personal, and because of that you are not just a passive observer, you are actually the scariest turret for your enemies. And your enemies here are obviously orcs. Wave after wave after wave they will swarm your castle, and after the end of every wave you will realize that you were holding your breath all the time. Relax, it's just a game. You can play solo or 2-player co-op, arm yourself with a massive arsenal of weapons and slice, burn and zap hordes of repugnant orcs. The game is incredibly fun and at first seems easy.
Like your sister.
Oh come on, how dare you! Oh, but all this easiness is just a deception. Later games will turn into incredibly hard try again and again battles. One misplaced trap, one missed shot and you're dead. Anyway, as I've said, this is an extremely entertaining game and I can recommend it without any doubts. Kill orcs and relax. DayZ. As developers say, this is a hardcore open-world multiplayer survival game with only one rule: stay alive no matter what. I don't know, usually I don't need a game to follow this rule, I'm staying alive no matter what in real life as well. Anyway, in DayZ this task is a bit more difficult, with a myriad of threats lurking around every corner that may be easier said than done. You will not find any checkpoints or saves. When you die you lose everything and have to start over. But you will find this dying and starting over things thingy quite entertaining because of complex survival mechanics, including hunting, building, crafting, health preservation, and resource management. Also unpredictable and often emotional interactions with other players. And did I mention zombies? That Z in DayZ is absolutely legit. The game has zombies. You know, it's not some Jay-Z.
Imposter?
So you may encounter some undead, but you will probably die from a zillion other reasons, so don't worry about them so much. The bad thing is that the game is multiplayer only, and as it happens with multiplayer games, you can run into a cheater or two. Or three. You know, that sucks. Monster Hunter World. You'll take on the role of a hunter and slay ferocious monsters in a living ecosystem, where you can use the landscape and its diverse inhabitants to get the upper hand. You can hunt alone or in co-op with up to 3 other players, and use materials collected from fallen foes to craft new gear. There are 14 different weapons at your disposal, each with its own unique characteristics and styles of attack. Many hunters acquire proficiency in multiple types, while others prefer to attain mastery of one. Monster Hunter World has 87% of positive reviews on Steam, left by more than 200,000 players. Incredible achievement. Void Crew. It's still in early access, but already has more than 90% of positive reviews on Steam, and lets you explore the universe along with your buddies or, you know, your mother-in-law. Nobody loves you more, and you know it. Here you will pilot the ship, man the turrets, perform emergency repairs, recharge the power cells, utilize space station weaponry, fabricate munitions, and exit the ship on extravehicular missions, be it patching the ship's hull or scavenging derelict wrecks. People on Steam are saying that this game will break your friendships, but you know, it's worth it. You will find new friends. World is full of friends, not yours though. Important news. If you like my videos, you can support me on Patreon and be a sponsor of every video I make. Mawcred. This is an innovative physics puzzle game that may be interesting for fans of darker tropes. The game is best played as a couch co-op experience, so be sure that you have at least one imaginary friend to play this game with. Here you are the Orb's protector, and without it you will descend into a world of death and eternal darkness. You will have to survive and master over 60 puzzles while avoiding the shadows caused by your partner and the environment. Game is without a doubt a work of art. People on Steam are saying that Mawcred is beautiful but very short. You can beat it in a bit more than 2 hours. Trine 4: The Nightmare Prince. I think many of you have heard about the Trine series. It was one of the first hard-worked attempts to make platformer games even more beautiful than they were before. This is a member of 3D platformers with fixed camera, or as developers call it, a 2.5D, which is a bit confusing. So here you'll control 3 heroes sent on a quest to retrieve the troubled young prince. Wizard, knight and thief are joined together once again on a thrilling quest through beautiful fairy tale landscapes teeming with danger. People on Steam are saying that this game is simpler than the previous Trine titles. Puzzles are easier, but when you play in co-op mode with friends, everything is chaos. Also, keep in mind that this game will eat your machine's computing power as if you were digging for bitcoins. 9 Parchments. This is a cooperative action RPG game of magical mayhem from the creators of the Trine series. Here, runaway apprentice wizards seize the opportunity to complete their spellbooks by going after the lost 9 parchments. Super powerful spells meant to be wielded by the most powerful mages. So as these newbies rapidly acquire powerful new spells without learning proper safety measures, it's natural that their hasty progress results in plenty of deadly accidents. 9 Parchments combines real-time spell shooting action with usual RPG elements. Here you level up your character and collect magical loot, filling your wardrobe with zillions of wizard hats and powerful staves. People on Steam are saying that this is a super entertaining game to play with your friends. Doesn't matter imaginary or real ones. Although keep in mind that if you play with imaginary friends, you will need another pair of non-imaginary hands. Why must everything be so complicated? I don't get it. GTFO. This is a 4-player cooperative game. Good news for you, since you are obviously short of friends, the vacuum of your life can be filled with bots here. Playing with them can be irritating at first, but when you learn their mechanics, it's actually quite fun.
Said every lonely person ever.
Oh, shut up. Of course, game developers still recommend playing with real people since the game requires a level of communication and tactical combat, and a good strategy is necessary to win the game. Many of the creatures of GTFO are suspended in state of hibernation hibernation, so light, noise and vibrations can easily wake these sleepers up. Better leave your multi-purpose, noisy, vibrating flashlight at home, so if one of the creatures knows you are there, they all know. Be cautious when deciding on shooting. This game will truly test your patience, since it is a hardcore shooter and it doesn't have a difficulty setting. Although despite the fact that the graphics and atmosphere are amazing, GTFO can become quite repetitive rather quickly. Unrailed. This is a chaotic railroad construction game where you work alone or way better together with your friends as a team to build a train track across endless procedurally generated worlds. You will master encounters with its inhabitants, upgrade your train and keep it from derailing. That is easier to say than to do, believe me. Chaos will overwhelm you and your bodies more than once. The game is not as dramatic as Overcooked games, for example, but you can for sure understand what will happen if you fail to communicate. This game has pretty good AI as well, so if your friends are dead, or if you are dead to them, then playing this game with the help of friendly AI will be fun as well. Volcanoids. If Satisfactory and Riftbreaker had a baby, Volcanoids would be the result of their forbidden love. This is a base-building open-world survival shooter with heavy steampunk elements. Here you can play absolutely alone or with up to 3 friends and explore an ever-changing volcanic island. Upgrade your drill, fight hostile machines and reveal what's been hiding in the depths of the underground. You can also capture resources and technology and use it to destroy the rest of the machines. The game is in early access since forever, but it has very positive reviews and gamers are saying that this is a real hidden gem, and if you have friends, it's almost a must-play. Raft. Build a raft of your dreams and sail into the ocean. That may look like the whole point and story of this game, but your mission is to survive an ocean adventure across dangerous waters, and that won't be easy. Here, trapped on a small raft with nothing but a hook made of old plastic, you awake on a vast blue ocean, totally alone and with no land in sight. With a dry throat and an empty stomach, you will have to gather debris to survive, expand your raft and be wary of the dangers of the ocean. You may play the game alone, which is perfectly fine, or with your friends if you have any. Also with creepy strangers as well. That would add to immersion, don't you think? Imagine, you are on the Titanic, it sinks and you have to share the boat with a dude who obviously thinks of killing and eating you. Immersion over 9,000, right?
So can you cannibalize your friends here?
Well, sadly no. Even if you are very hungry, you will have to eat fish and other stuff you manage to catch. No cannibals here. But with the next patch, who knows? The Forest franchise. There are 2 games in the series, and the first part, called The Forest, is one of the most beloved games on Steam overall. I'm not kidding, it has more than 400,000 reviews and an overwhelmingly positive score. So here, alongside the sandbox part, where you cut the trees, build cute houses, lay traps and free roam this beautiful world, there is this cannibal part of the game. You have to defend yourself against a clan of genetic mutant enemies that have beliefs, families, morals and appear almost human, except that they want to kill and eat you. Second part of the game, called Sons of the Forest, was so popular that it literally crashed Steam and people had to wait for their turn to buy the game. So far it has a very positive review score on Steam, left by more than 100,000 people, and the price is really nice. I imagine that they could just make it $60 or euros and ride the wave of popularity, but the price of the game is just half of that. That is great. Don't Starve Together. In this open-world survival game, you will discover and explore a massive, procedurally generated and biome-rich world with countless resources and threats. Whether you stick to the surface world, go spelunking in the caves, dive deeper into the ancient archive, or set sail for the lunar islands, it will be a long time before you run out of things to do. Here everything from seasonal bosses, wandering menaces, lurking shadow creatures, and plenty of flora and fauna is ready to turn you into a spooky ghost. Besides fighting and adventuring, you will plow fields and sow seeds to grow the farm of your dreams. Tend to your crops to help your fellow survivors stay fed and ready for the challenges to come. Or, you know, starve together if you are like me. For example, once I tried to grow a watermelon in real life. It took me 2 years for this plant to blossom, and then in the next 6 months I managed to finally grow a real watermelon fruit. And this is a real photo my father took. My fully ripe watermelon is near a quince and a small teaspoon, so it's good that I am a YouTuber and not a farmer. Anyway, you can play the game alone or with friends. Online and LAN PvP and co-op gameplay is available. Grounded. one of the smallest open-world games. You can only freely move around in your yard of several square meters. The trick is that the game follows the best traditions of famous movie
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
and here you are literally shrunk to the size of an ant. So actually this world is vast, beautiful and dangerous place. You know, almost every predator is bigger than you. Probably a dog peeing on some flower can literally drown you in a way that you wouldn't want to be carved on your tombstone. So here we'll explore, build and survive together in this first-person multiplayer survival adventure. So can you thrive alongside the hordes of giant insects fighting to survive the perils of the backyard? Well, alone probably not, but if you have some friends or a loving mother-in-law, you can play the game together and have lots of fun. The rating on Steam hovers around 90%, and that is always a sign of a good game. Terraria. The game is way more than just a flat version of Minecraft. Terraria is so much more beautiful, with more special effects and more dynamic fights. Here you can craft hundreds of items, build houses or even castles in any form you desire. Yes, even in that one you are thinking about.
Castle of Boob?
Yes, the Castle of Boob. Here you'll have to survive dangerous nights, defeat waves of enemies and dig down below to encounter some unspeakable horrors. Yeah, really, some of them are really difficult to describe, although don't play it alone. Play it with your wife, brother, friend or mother-in-law. You will enhance the experience many times. The game has overwhelmingly positive reviews, everyone likes it. Cuphead. This is a classic run-and-gun action game heavily focused on boss battles. Inspired by cartoons of the 1930s, the visuals and audio are created with the same techniques of the era. For example, traditional hand-drawn cell animation, watercolor backgrounds, and original jazz recordings. You play as Cuphead as you traverse strange worlds, acquire new weapons, learn powerful super moves, and discover hidden secrets while you try to pay your debt back to the devil. Game is painfully difficult, and if you have no patience, it's not for you. Avoid at all costs, or buy and try to prove yourself that you can do it. You probably can't, but you never know until you try. Game's art and atmosphere is absolutely 10 cold beers out of 10, and as I've mentioned, difficulty as well. Valheim. Most of us can remember the hype it caused on release date, and the hype is well deserved. This game is really a masterpiece with a review score never, at least on Steam, never below 90%. It may scare you that the game is still in early access after all those years, but if you focus on the main objectives only, it will still provide you with more than 70 hours of gameplay. And in general, Valheim is a brutal exploration and survival game for 1 to 10 players, set in a procedurally generated world inspired by Norse mythology. You will craft powerful weapons, construct longhouses, grow your balls and slay mighty foes to prove yourself to Odin. The Planet Crafter. The adventure here starts literally the same as in Subnautica and many other alien planet exploration games. You are falling from space in a tiny capsule that will be your only home and link to humanity. So you manage to land with all your body parts intact and may start exploring unfriendly nature around you. Well, alright, I ain't gonna lie, in the Planet Crafter you ain't gonna find any hostile enemies. It's a very relaxing game where you don't have to worry about creating new weapons to defend yourself from large alien monsters, nothing like that. Here you have to gather minerals and resources to survive, and craft all the tools you'll need in order to fulfill your mission, which is to terraform this planet and make it habitable for humans. And half of humanity has boobs, so just saying, a noble goal. Also keep in mind that this is not just a crafting game. You will explore old crashed ships and ruins and discover a planet full of mystery. If interested, keep in mind that you can play the demo version on Steam for free. Escape Simulator. This is a first-person puzzler you can play solo or in an online co-op. Here you'll explore a growing set of highly interactive escape rooms, move furniture, pick up and examine everything, smash pots and break locks. The game also supports community-made rooms using the level editor. As I mentioned before, you can play it alone without any problems, but all the rooms are playable in an online co-op as well. Community rooms have been tested with up to 10 people, but I can realize the chaos it can bring. So 1 or 2 friends is actually more than enough, and probably more than you actually have. I'm kidding, of course.
Or am I?
The game, as people on Steam are saying, is not just an escape room simulator. It's a great escape from reality as well, especially after a long, hard day at work. Medieval Dynasty. Here you take on a role of a young man who has fled from war and wants to take his faith in his own hands. From being alone, inexperienced and poor, he will develop into a master of many skills, a leader of community and the founder of a prosperous dynasty. Dynasty which is meant to last and prosper for generations to come. So you can create a tiny medieval North Korea for yourself and thrive, while your friends eat grass. You will defend against wild animals, hunt for food, gather resources, craft equipment, build yourself a house and become a founder of a whole village. Tough winters and unexpected events will challenge your skills and dexterity as you strive to build your own legacy. One of the coolest things for me here is the entire year cycle, with 4 seasons and realistic wildlife that really helps with the immersion. Monster Hunter Rise. This is originally a Nintendo Switch game released back in 2021. Now we have this action-soaked game on Steam as well, and this version is obviously upgraded to meet our expectations. Here you'll rise to the challenge and become a hunter, explore brand new maps and use a variety of weapons to take down fearsome monsters. That's what developers say, but I would change the word fearsome to airy-fairy, because those monsters are anything but fearsome. Although they are beautiful, I can't deny that. Each monster you hunt will provide materials that allow you to create new weapons and armor. You can also upgrade your existing gear so you can go back on the field and hunt even more airier and fairier monsters and earn even better rewards. Of course, all of that is presented in 4K resolution with ultra-wide monitor support and unlocked frame rate. You can try the free demo version on Steam. Deep Rock Galactic. This is a 1 to 4 players first-person shooter featuring badass space dwarfs and 100% destructible environments. Here you can play alone or work together with other players as a team to dig, explore and fight your way through a massive cave system filled with hordes of deadly enemies and valuable resources. Pick some powerful guns like flamethrowers, Gatling guns, portable platform launchers, and show those puny aliens who's the boss. Dwarfs may be small, but they are really powerful. We in Lithuania have a saying,
Neugis or smoogies.
meaning not the size, but the punch is what really matters. And your punch is really, probably weak in real world, but really impactful for the alien population in these dangerous caves. People on Steam are talking that there is no reason not to play this game, and I have to agree. Show those monsters the true meaning of extinction.
Rock and stone, baby.
And now thank you for watching, and if you like my videos you can support me on Patreon. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.